Built in 1876. Extended in 1910. Abandoned in 1960. When it first opened, the old secondary school revolutionised education in Fort William. But 100 years later, it was falling apart, and a demolition crew were waiting on its doorstep, its fate apparently sealed. But the townspeople rallied and saved it with an 11th hour injunction. Temporary steel supports were installed to keep it standing while its future was decided.
Basically, the stonework was held together with lime that had been washed out over the years. So basically sand that was holding it together. The whole crux of the job was we had to put on the new roof in order to stabilise the existing structure. So in order to do that, we had to go in and alter the temporary support structure to allow us to build the roof structure on it, because the existing supports, everything was in the road of us forming the new roof. That was a typical situation that we were faced with, where we had a gable, we had steel struts, supports holding up the structure, but clearly you can see that you couldn't put the roof in place here until you took that away. But you can't take that away because that's supporting what's there. So we had to alter that to allow us to put the roof in place.
Luckily, I think about 10-15 years ago, the council came in and removed the roof slate, and that was actually stored on site in containers. So all the slate that's actually on here is the original slate from the building, which is a Balholis slate. Anybody who knows Fort William, the weather here is very difficult to work with, especially when you come to, there's a lot of lime mortar, a lot of stone masonry work, so all of that was affected through winter.
Well, this stair is a precast stair, and it was very difficult to install. I remember the day we done it, we installed 2 stairs and 2 lift shafts, and we had a 100-ton crane behind this building here, and we had probably about a couple of feet either side of the crane, so it took about an hour to actually get the crane in position, but we got there in the end.
The crane also had to manoeuvre between the old primary school next door, which soon became phase 2 on the development. But the job didn't just involve restoring the old schools. A stunning extension formed a key part of the design. For years, the Highland Council had operated out of a scattering of temporary offices and were in need of a modern, purpose-built space.
The extension is very much a complementary building to the main old original building. Whilst the old original building houses all the public and civic spaces within for the council, the extension itself houses where all the office workers are based. So we're trying to create a nice, light, modern environment for our staff. For this town, it's been important, and the feedback we've had from the public has been very good on it as well. It's improved that look as you enter into Fort William itself. So I think it's important that the council has that presence within the area. It has that ability to deliver its services from a new modern environment, and I think it's been a positive contribution to the town of Fort William.